Hello, everyone. This is Into the Void with Austin and my co-host
Wyoming.
Wyoming. You can find him as Wyoming118 on Overwatch if you so choose. Say a little about yourself, a little bit.
A little bit, I don't know. Game my whole life, watch anime all of my high school years and beyond. I think everyone starts at about high school, middle school.
You know, yeah, yeah. It's same here, except everyone started with Toonami when it was like prime time, and like now it's not prime time. Now it's like midnight to 3 in the morning. So like it's not as accessible, but everyone watched like Dragon Ball Z Kai back in the day and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For me, uh, unfortunately, it was Sword Art Online that kind of got me back into anime. But
Unfortunately,
wait a second, you're not a sympathizer, are you? Damn,
sympathizer. It's only
sympathizer.
my favorite anime. I have belts of that. I
Uh,
own all the videos, all the DVDs.
yes. But
It was my first real start, unless we count Avatar: The Last Airbender.
well, you see, we
There's a
watched.
lot of controversy with that one,
There was a few we
but
watched before. Like we watched Full Metal Alchemist before, like a while back, but like nothing really
but
like
then
hooked us
yeah,
until like yeah, Avatar or not Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime. We get that's completely other
made in South
subject.
Korea, right?
Right. Yeah. Where they're all made. But no, Full Metal Alchemist. Like we watched that back in the day too. So
Hmm.
that was a big
That was
deal.
a good one. I have a watch. I
It's
have
just
this watch.
nothing really like hooked us since Sword Art Online because of like how popular it was. So it made anime more like mainstream, I think. So we would at least I would actively seek better anime that with like more like psychological like thriller kind of thing to like
Yeah.
to look away from the popularity and the mainstream of sword art because you can't like things mainstream or you're not cool and your opinion doesn't matter. Why? Wait, why do I have Wyoming on this podcast?
Because I've watched probably double the
all
anime.
right, all right, all right. Before we get into this season of Tokyo Ghoul, uh, which is what we're going to be talking about first, let's talk about the thing screaming in the background. Uh, let's talk about uh, citrus. Now, Samuel, are you a pirate on the sea?
A pirate on the sea. I don't exactly know what
Um,
you mean by that, but yes, I have watched Citrus.
are you trying not to get scurvy, Samuel?
Trying not to get scary.
Are you,
I think you're hitting
you
hinting
getting your
towards some
you getting your
scandalous
you
stuff
getting your
that
daily
you
allowance of citrus, Samuel? Wyoming.
I think I'm actually a couple episodes behind. I'm a
You
little
are,
sad
you are.
about that.
See, we may or may not share Funimation account, and yeah.
Yeah.
You're a little behind on citrus.
Thanks to their new like family add-on
Oh,
perk you can buy.
oh, you have to pay for like more family members now.
Well, no, I've been paying for it for a while, so you
Oh,
could watch it.
well, thank
It's
you.
so you can have like multiple streams at the same time.
You see,
Multiple screens like
me and
Netflix.
my wife have been watching citrus, so it's not weird because I'm actually watching it with the girl.
Oh, I see.
Yes. She
Make
had
fun
the.
of my loneliness and my heartbreaks. I see
Yeah,
how it is.
it's not weird if you're with someone else.
It's not
Uh,
weird if it's in a group, right?
right, pretty much. If Yeah, and
Uh,
she had the book, so she's like in there. Hmm, the first two episodes is pretty much the first book. So it seems to take about yeah, about one book per every two episodes. So they're really translating it pretty well from what she's told me. that it's pretty much exactly the same as the books. Anyway, and that's good. You're getting your citrus fix. Let's talk about Tokyo Ghoul, the new season. What did you think about it?
I mean, the animation was great. The
Is it the
the intro to it, I felt was a little lacking for someone like myself who has not watched Tokyo Ghoul in quite a while. So I was a little lost. But as soon as it started to get in, I started to connect more things. Then it was making more sense by the end of the episode. But right off the bat, I was lost a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed to be a large jump in time for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's just jump 2 years, right?
yeah.
Let's
No,
just
no, no, no. I think
take
it
the
was more
universe result
6
and
to 8
skip.
years. The
Well,
yeah, the girl.
it's
Okay.
not what it says.
What? Don't question me. Anyway, from what I remember from the second one, the ghoul girl lost her mom in the first one, right? And in the first one, she was like 12, right? The little girl that lost her mom to the crazy guy.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then season 2, I want to guess she was 14, 16-ish. She's getting older, reading books and stuff. And now in the new one, she's like a photographer, and they actually say her age. Do you remember what they say?
I want to say it was in the 20s.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
remember
it was
exactly.
20. They said she was 20.
20. All right, so
So
then that should have meant that
that's a
that would
big jump.
mean that
That's a
she
big jump.
was 18 in
No,
the second season
no way she was 18 second season.
because
No way.
it says 2 years after the raid on the cafe.
Where does it say that? Does it say that in the description?
Yeah,
What
in the
description are
description
you
on this
looking at?
website. The Spring Anime 18.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I just have to learn how to read. I was looking for the number 2, not the words making 2.
Okay.
It's by the.
Let's go back to elementary now.
I have the wiki page open right now, and I just wanted to make sure that all the seasons are done by the same animation studio, which I thought was interesting because I almost thought it was like a different feel, and they were going in a different direction.
Well, they definitely felt like they were going with the more modern style, trying to keep up
Yeah,
with some of the
I
other
mean, yeah,
mainstream
the
ones.
action was decent. The big problem I had was the new. I mean, where most of the narration is like mostly focused on this new guy, which I don't know the name. Do you remember his name? We don't need to. Wait, we don't need to worry about names. Names are spoilers. Don't worry about names. Uh, anyway,
Yeah.
he would randomly have a little internal monologue that wasn't like phrasing time. Like usually, like I feel like they'd have an internal monologue and like time would stop and he'd be like, "Oh, well, I hope this doesn't turn out like this." But it's not even stopping like the world, and he's just kind of like talking to himself in his own head, and like it just kind of like pulls me back. Like that was
Yeah,
my first
pulls you
taste.
back to reality
Not
because who doesn't talk to themselves in their head?
yes, but like that doesn't usually happen in an anime, and it doesn't seem like I like it so far because it seems more like disconnecting me from the anime myself. Like I'm having an internal monologue in my head, like, "Wow, this guy's stupid," because that's
Yeah,
it's just little
yeah.
things.
What do you think of the name of their special squad? I thought that was an interesting
Uh,
name.
I they're called Quincy's, right?
Yeah,
Is
and
that the name of
that
their
is,
group?
yes, the Quincy squad, which is from a other well-known anime. I found it interesting that they decided to go with the same name as another anime. Or maybe it's just not being, maybe the spelling's a little differently, but yeah, from Bleach, the
Oh, the from
Quincy's,
Breach. Oh yeah, the people that can
yeah,
make the guy that can make a bow.
the archers, yeah, yeah. I thought that was interesting. As soon as I
Well,
heard that name, I was like, "What? Quincy? No, that
wait,
can't be right. That can't be
Quincy's.
right." I was
Um,
like, "What show am I watching?" I had to double check for a second there when I heard that name.
well, maybe this. Maybe, how do you spell it? Quincy's.
Well, they spell it
Quincy's.
Quinx for Tokyo Ghoul. I'm not
All right,
entirely
let me
sure
do
how
it.
Bleach spells it.
Wait, QU what?
INX.
Yeah, oh yeah. And guess what the first thing that comes up is Quincy's. It's Tokyo Ghoul reference. Yeah. So, yeah. Um, they're kind of stealing that. Let me see if I can put Bleach Bleach after it. Uh,
Spelled a little differently.
is it spelled a little
Bleach
different?
is CY.
Oh.
Tokyo Ghouls is X instead of the
Hmm.
CY. So
Uh,
it's a little differently spelled, but pronounced the same from
yeah.
what I could
Well, in
hear.
English at least, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe it's pronounced differently
Let's
in
see. Let's see what the meaning is. Definition. Mm. An ancient Roman or a Quincy was a coin, or a quince was a coin with a weight equal to 5. It just has to do
also a
with
city in
coin.
Massachusetts, apparently.
It has to do with the ancient Roman coin. So, meaning 5? So, wait, is their group 5? Or 1/5? 5 or 1? Oh, it means 5 or 1/5. So they could be 1/5 the power of a ghoul? You
Maybe.
know?
Well,
Because
that doesn't
he's
leave the
like,
guy with many very good odds at the end.
well, yeah, I mean, from what we saw, he was severely underpowered. Like, they were pretty much trash compared to an actual ghoul. I mean, they they were okay. It took 2 of them to beat what? An A-class ghoul under the bridge, right?
Something like that.
That
And this is
guy
like a triple S.
with the spine, the
Yeah.
in taxi. Apparently, and that was kind of weird too. They fought a guy, a ghoul that was a taxi driver, and then, oh, I wonder where the next ghoul is that's killing people. Hey, he might be a taxi driver. And then, yep, sure enough, all ghouls are taxi drivers. It's like, what?
Apparently.
Wait,
That's where they hide now.
I'm,
Texas.
I'm getting deja vu. Wait a second. Was that foreshadow? They're already
Well, I
foreshadowing.
think they were. I don't remember exactly if they said it, but I think they might have been following up on a lead with that first attack.
Oh, and
It might have mentioned it, but
it
they
just
just
happened
got
to
the
be a
wrong.
different one.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
just
that
it
might be.
happened to be a different guy. But
Anyway,
yeah,
1/5. I think that's a good representation of their power so far. I mean, of course, basically they're setting a baseline right now. Their group, well, few of their group members. Let's see. Yeah, there's 5. If you count Kirito, the main guy. If you count the main guy, not his name's not Kirito, but there is 5 if you count the main guy from the picture.
yeah.
But I mean, he's not 1/5 ghoul. He's at least half ghoul, from what I understand. And it looks like he's running from his past in a way, because now he hears voices in his head, and it's his old self that was crazy, and like his black hair's growing back. So
Okay, so that is the same guy.
yeah, that's him.
Okay,
They made
I
him.
was. Yeah, he
Yeah,
looked super close. I wasn't entirely sure if it was the same
yeah.
guy,
No, it's
and it
homeroom.
was like with the background of him. I'm like, because they had their powers, and I was like, maybe
Mm-hmm.
he got like they take an actual ghoul's powers and then just implement them into people. So maybe he was just implemented with that guy's powers.
Well,
But
what?
I don't know.
Man, I'm drawing a blank. What's their powers called? It starts with like a K, right? Kinsuke, or what's their powers? Their thing, their tail or whatever usually. Quince? Quince.
It's like Curran or
Anyway,
I want to
their
say.
weird tail thing. We sound like experts. That thing. The ghouls, they all have the their their power. Anyway, it's always like a tail or a gun, and there's different classes of it. but his looked different. And like from the opening, which I'm gonna play the opening real quick. You probably can't hear it, but I'm just gonna like skim past it. The song's decent. It's not like a mega hit like the first one, but it's definitely the main character. Like the eyes are the same. It's just he acts completely different.
It's like Kagun, Kagune. Kagun. Yeah, something like that. Apparently, a translation of that is Red Child.
Red Child.
Yeah, that's weird.
Kagu. Yeah, that's really good. Anyway, there's a point at which, at the end of it, he seems to have like butterfly wings, kind of like the girl from. I mean, they're not, but if you remember the original opening, it ended with the original girl from the opening, and she had butterfly wings that were shown sideways like this.
Yeah.
And now he's that person. He's that person like with the sideways butterfly wing. So like, you think he's gonna play kind of the same like secondary role like she played?
Maybe.
You know? Yeah, right there. A little bit. It's like halfway through it. It's like colors and sideways. I'm not sure where it's going, but obviously it doesn't look like he's our main character. I mean, he is, but like he's kind of a bitch. I don't want to say that, but like he got punched in the gut, and I got this really sick feeling, like he's being abused. You know? Because this is how many years after the original when he like got all his power and got all his strength, and he finally became a man, and now we're back to ground zero. He gets punched in the gut by a human, and he's like, "Please, I'm sorry. I should have killed the ghoul. I risked everything because I didn't kill it." It's like, what? I don't know.
Yeah. So hopefully, it's probably, I'm assuming it is something he is either taking the hit of the cafe being attacked hard, or it's something that happened in those 2 years.
Well, if you remember, yeah, the cafe fight was really bad. A lot of ghouls died, a lot of humans died, but ghouls are more important because there's less ghouls than there are people, obviously. Can't really replace ghouls as well.
Yeah.
But
And
it was
like all of his friends, his reason for
Well,
fighting,
what
getting
happened-
stronger was them.
what happened
Then
to
they
the
died.
owls. If you watched after the credits, if I remember correctly, the main owl, the old owl guy, didn't die, and like his son, like the second owl thing came, or the third owl, or something. Another owl just like him came to protect him, and then, well, something like that. And then basically Kirito, his name's not Kirito, but main character number 1 from second season fights the guy in the white suit, creepy, dove character guy, and then they just cut it out there pretty much. Like after he carries his friend, he goes to fight the main dove that's like some new guy with like white hair and like looks really strong or something, right? Do you remember?
Yeah. Apparently there's 4 owls.
Oh yeah, there are 4.
There was 4.
Yeah.
So there
I thought
was
there was 3.
the leader of the Agujin tree, and then there was the owl that didn't kill people,
Yeah.
which was one-eyed, and then there
Then,
was
like,
2
his son,
like
right?
experimental versions of it
Oh.
that were both formal investigators. One was like T-owl, and then one was A-owl. I'm
Yeah.
thinking his son might have been Owl, the one-eyed, the original. Well, the non-killing one, I think, is the head dude, isn't it?
We're not talking about the new episode enough. We're getting off topic, I think. There's a lot of owls. There's like 4 owls, right? First one. The old guy we thought died, but I think his son saved him. And then, what? You said there's an experimental ones? that maybe the doves made.
Yeah, there's two of them that the doves tried to make apparently to match that power.
Now, you remember the suits, right? That the doves wore that like fed off them and like gave them a boost in strength. Remember those suits?
Yeah.
That's kind of like these new, what were they called? Quinces? Quinces? Man, I'm forgetting the terms.
Quincy's.
Yeah, as we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of like the Quinces. They're the better version of them, pretty much. Like now that apparently our main character betrayed ghouls and joined the doves, he probably like he's the link between humans and ghoul, and apparently he probably gave them his blood so like they can fuse his DNA with people and they'll get ghoul powers and stuff, you know?
That's what it seems to be
Yeah.
like. Because they're, I don't know, they're
They're
like
weak.
any special force in anywhere.
Yeah.
They're the hated group of the police force or enforcement force. Any of the special forces
yeah,
groups seem to be the hated groups.
because they're
And this,
different and elite
yeah,
and special treatment.
yeah. They are what I would say is the power that they know they need, but they don't
Yeah.
want
Well,
it.
it's like a what? It's like an iRobot where Will Smith like police well, wait, no. Have you ever seen that one show, Barely Human or something, or Partially Human, or
I think I've seen it a little bit.
Hardly Human? Uh, it's like a cop and a robot partner. Almost Human. That's what it's called. Almost Human. That's a pretty good show, and it's about this guy. He's a cop, and it's in the future, and everyone gets a robot partner, but all the new robot partners are completely emotionless. He gets an old robot partner that actually mimicked human emotion, and it's like he's kind of hated, and like also like, well, he hates the new robots because they're like the latest thing you have to have, and he goes for the old style. But either way, it's like that sort of jump in direction. Like you know you need them, but you like how like the old way was done, pretty much. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now that bad or the bad guy. See, I now that the main character's on the quote unquote good team, which I didn't view as a good team for like the first two seasons. The doves were the bad people that were killing humans and anyone that got in their way for the most part.
Yeah.
Now that they're on that team, the new bad ghoul that just trashes them, he's got like it looks like a lobster hand or like a crab hand. It's like a long arm with pincher, a little pincher.
Yeah. That was a little weird. I didn't know what to quite think of that.
I mean, it's buff. His arm's like ripped, and he just trash him. But it's like, okay, you got a pincher, buddy. And then it ends with Kirito, not Kirito, but our main character, drawing out his power, uh, to fight him because his sword didn't work, and the other guy has like kind of like a samurai sword built into his arm, which kind of reminds me of the blonde-haired glasses kid from the first season, you know? And
Yeah.
like how they would wrap their tail around their arm and make a spear or a sword. Like he would do that sometimes, I think, and so did like the guy that would smell the handkerchief with blood on it.
Yeah. That guy, I still have nightmares about that guy.
He was still, but he was fun. He was like a comical release. Come on, man.
He was a creepy comical relief.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Like, he's working with the sister of the old detective that was smart that they all killed. That's what he's doing right now. And then apparently she holds some hate for ghouls because her dad died to a ghoul, and now she's forced to work with ghouls. I guess. So she hates him, and for some reason he puts up with it because he's like Hulk, and he's trying to keep his darkness deep or something.
Apparently.
He's like, no, I can't let it out. I don't need it. It's like, yes, you do. Please do something. Don't become the little book reader you were.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that was good, and you could still control yourself. You ate ghouls, for crying out loud. You didn't eat human. Yeah, and that's also the question. Like, what's he eating now? Because he's with the doves. Like, did they synthesize some kind of like human substitute? Because what are these new Quincy's eating? Or do they have to? No, actually, they cooked food in the episode, so it doesn't look like they have to eat flesh. Because they, if you remember, they went back to the dorm and they actually had food, like a stew or something.
Yeah, because they said that, um, yeah, that they're only like halves, so it's like because they're not full ghoul or something like that. But it's like, see, the confusing part about that is putting ghoul parts into someone makes them a ghoul. That's how it was in the original when the guy had his accident
Yeah.
and he had his organs transplanted with ghoul organs.
And
that made him a ghoul.
From what I've heard, from
it took him over.
Yeah. From what I've heard, people that read the manga, that was planned. That was actually planned. That someone else was there and dropped that on top of that girl to switch the organs because they had everything set up to go. I guess it was for some reason they wanted to do that, and apparently they got their way because now he's on the Doves team, which is kind of stupid. But there were a few holes in the anime. If you remember the original anime, the only reason the crazy guy got the handkerchief with blood on it is because our main character cut his finger on a teapot. What? After the first episode stabbing himself in the gut with a knife, and normal weapons, meanwhile, are not supposed to kill them unless it's like severe, like force or something crazy. Like normal objects literally are not supposed to hurt them. That's why the doves have to use special like ghoul infused weapons.
Well,
so
clearly the guy was crazy and used some weird metal in that teapot.
Yeah, that teapot, man, laced with like ghoul blood DNA or something. I don't know. Maybe he was an evil genius. Maybe that's some theory for next time.
Maybe.
All right, that's probably all we need to talk about that. Anyway, I'm hopeful. It definitely doesn't seem like the same kind of feel. Our main character's a little bitch, because he's not even the main character and he gets punched by a girl. But you know, she's a strong, independent woman, so I'm good for her. It's just our other main character. He's got this ongoing monologue that, yeah, I'm gonna have to. I mean, we'll see. Maybe it's just in the pilot episode, but you know, I kind of hope it goes away. But we'll see. In 3 days, 12 hours, 9 minutes, and 52 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited for it. Same studio, so they should do decent. 12 episodes is what they're planned for. What do you think? Last looks on it.
Yeah. Well, probably 12 and then a 13th episode as the finale would be my guess.
Yeah.
Because that seems to be the more common trend now, is having the 12 is like the story, and then like the last closing
like
episode
overture?
is 13.
Make
yeah.
like an overture or something?
Yeah.
OVA.
Overtures are definitely becoming more common.
Yeah.
It's kind of like connector episodes.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Next one. Baka no Hero Academia Season 3. What do you think about that? Did you finish seasons 1 and 2?
Yeah, I watched all of.
Yeah, I'm pretty
all
sure
of it. It was great. It's definitely like, who doesn't love superheroes and who doesn't love anime? But then whose genius idea was it to put them together?
It's, you know what? I'm not.
It's
I
unique.
enjoy it.
It's the perfect. See, the trick with this one you have to remember is it's more focused on a younger audience.
Yeah, yeah, it's a show, Jen. So it's you know it's like
It's a
that
Sojin.
Russo.
It's the ones that play on Saturday morning
Yeah, yeah,
for
super popular
all
ones.
the yeah.
Goes for
I
900
wish I
episodes.
wish this was the cartoons that I would watch as a kid.
Yeah.
Some lucky generation gets this.
Oh come on, man! We got Naruto, Naruto,
Yeah, which they
Uzumaki.
still haven't finished dubbing. How many
Uh,
seasons are out now? And they only have dubbed the like
what?
season 4
Dude, it's all
and Hulu.
dubbed. It's
It's
all
like, come
dubbed,
on,
man.
Hulu, get up to
The
date.
problem
Buy the
is,
other
like,
dubs.
they get stuck in claims, and then maybe Crunchyroll claims it, and then they can't get that season because it's dubbed on Crunchyroll, and it becomes this hectic mess. That's why I just go to Kiss Anime.
Politics.
Yeah,
Politics.
yeah, yeah. Politics.
You gotta love
So
politics.
that comes out in 6 hours. You want to just stay up and
Stay up, man. I don't need to sleep. It's not like I got to go to class in the morning or something.
This is now a 7 hour stream, and it's just watching the countdown.
We're watching it. We got this.
uh,
No. We got to stay up for 13 hours because we got to watch the Sword Art Online alternative to Gun Gale, obviously.
We'll get to that. We will get to that. I got something to say about that.
You got something to say about that. You see, for those of you who follow the Sword Art Online games on the phone, have already kind of gotten an intro to that.
You mean what I
they've already done stuff on that.
What I introduced you to? The phone app?
No, the mobile defragment.
Oh.
The original one I play.
Wait. The trash can? The money? The money shredder? Is that what you're talking about? I only know it by money shredder.
Memory defragment.
How much money is it, Benzo? Come on, man.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
All right, man. I
have a pretty good team. I wish they would upgrade my Poison Apple Xenon because I'm waiting for that to get to 5 stars now.
Oh no, man!
Since that's the new thing,
and 4-star.
It's only 4 stars, man. It's a struggle, right? But that's okay. I got other 5-star Xenons, and there's like so many. I've been so far behind in keeping up with this game. There's so many
new ones.
So many things that are like ending in like 13 hours. I should start that right now.
I watched. That's right.
But no, like there is like like literally the one that's ending in 13 hours is the special introduction to the Sword Art Online alternative Gun Gale.
Well, you see,
it's like a little intro story they get to do so people can get to meet the character before the show actually comes out.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
you gotta get the that they stay connected to.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool that they're updating it like in real time almost.
They keep it updated all the time.
That's good.
Which is nice because they stay pretty darn connected to everything that's happening in the world. Like as soon as something happens,
Sword Art Online isn't anything, it's a cash grab. The entire anime, it's got such mass appeal that even people that hate it have to watch it because they need to tell how it's bad. But it's like you're just promoting it more, so more people watch it.
Well, I mean, the biggest hole in it was the story because the original anime jumped around a ton. But the original writer, who was like crazy young when he wrote that.
Yeah, 15. That's what I heard.
That's what I heard too. And it's like, he realized that, there's a lot of holes in it. Well, what do you expect a middle schooler to write?
Yeah.
There's going to be holes in the storyline.
Well, the cool thing is,
though, now he's going back and he's rewriting it.
Yeah.
That's what the Sword Art Online progressive stories are. It's like take the original story and then like expand it, stretch it out, do all the details.
Maybe later.
They're debating animating it.
Maybe it'll be like a Brotherhood thing, like a, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where they come back to it later.
Yeah, they might. I hope they do something like that.
The thing is, though, A1 Pictures did such a good job with Sword Art Online and like everything else they've done that they don't even blame A1 Pictures. Everyone likes A1 Pictures for like just putting out solid like good song, good animation, and oh, the story's bad, but that's not their fault, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Oh,
but we're not talking about that. We're talking about My Hero Academia. Aren't you excited for this?
My Hero Academia, I mean, there's not much that really needs to be said about it.
I mean,
It's a solid anime, great fighting animation. It's more of a
if you
cartoony-ish
ever
looking
watch Sky
style.
High, you ever watch Sky High? It's that.
Yeah.
You're either a hero or you're a sidekick. And yeah, and now they're villains and they fight. Uh, so like, what do you? Well, I heard an interesting theory though. It was disproved later in the show, but like season one, it was kind of like a more of a theory that All Might's power is actually like more of a parasite than an actual quirk. I mean, yeah, the original they explained in the anime the quirk was the quirk of passing on power, which is kind of like a useless quirk unless you have power. So, yeah. But anyway, the quirk if you don't think about that, think about it this way, maybe it's not a quirk. Maybe it's a parasite. And this parasite has to be transferred through DNA. He literally ate a piece of his hair. And what is
Yeah.
happening to
And he's
All
really
Might?
taking his time getting his power, though.
Yeah, right. What is
I wish
happening?
they would pick a time for when he would get his power
Oh,
because
come on,
it's
man. It's the
hopefully
bill.
this season
It's the
because it's taken
bill.
forever. It's been 2 seasons now, and
Dude,
he still only
no,
has
no,
like
no. Dude,
12% or 15%
dude, it's a
maybe
Shojin,
of the guy's
man.
power.
Dude, it's a Shojin.
It's gonna be
It's
season
Naruto.
20, and
Yeah.
then he'll have it.
Dude, he's slowly building, and then he'll build
Well, let's
even
think about it like
higher.
this. There's like season 2, he was at like 15%. So they keep with that. It will
Dude,
only take till like season 10
they can literally justify anything.
ish.
They can justify anything because All Might is such a dying old hero that even like the huge display of power where he was fighting this demon made to kill him, he was weak. So like they can make this kid as strong as they want since he's a continuation of that power and he is going to be in his prime eventually. So he's going to be way stronger than what we've seen from All Might. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, it's like a parasite in the fact that All Might's literally puking blood now. Like he says it's
Oh, he
because he got
did it
injured.
in like the first or second
Yeah,
episode.
and he can hardly even use the power. And they say it's because he got injured, but maybe it's because the parasite's just like feeding off of him. And now like he's dying, so the parasite has to transfer to someone else.
I think that's a pretty far out there
it,
theory.
it is. It was just kind of like a fan theory, but I thought it was interesting to think about it that way. And you know, whatever. It's not going to
That's
happen, but
yeah.
it's
It's like
interesting.
that's trying to give. I love the story, so not bashing the storyline, but that's giving like that would take that would be a crazy twist,
Yeah, they would have.
a crazy plot twist to put into
Yeah,
it
they would have to go
for
against what they've already said.
pretty much.
All right,
Well,
now, yeah. All right,
yeah.
any closing thoughts? It's getting 25 episodes, which I might add is like twice as much as Tokyo Ghoul, which saddens me. Uh, but you know, it's a shoujin, so whatever. Closing
Minutes are unknown.
closing
love that.
thoughts. What do you think about Zuko in that anime?
Zuko.
Yeah,
I
Zuko.
love the hot and
Yeah,
the fire and ice.
dude, Zuko,
Yeah,
man.
that's pretty
He
great.
got burned in the face, not by his dad, by his mom, which I thought was weird because
No, it was by his dad.
no, it was by his mom. His mom threw the boiling pot of water on his face. And I thought that was weird that he's like crying over his mom leaving him when his dad wasn't the one that burned him. His mom was forced to have the child, and
It was because of his dad.
it was because
she
she was
left.
forced to stay and raise this child. But it's not the child's fault. Yeah, so what? You had nice powers, and it was an arranged marriage. You don't burn your child's face, and now the child's so messed up, he blames his dad. But is it his dad's fault? No, not necessarily. His dad didn't scar his child's face. Like, what? So,
Well,
like, you're trying to get the mother
if
back that
you-
burned you in the face?
If
Huh?
you remember
My honor.
back to it. It went down because the mom and the dad got into a fight because she didn't want him to train into becoming to
Well,
beat All
yeah.
Might. The dad was simply
No, no.
making
Yeah,
him
yeah, yeah.
to beat All Might,
To
and
surpass him.
she didn't like the idea of that. So
Yeah.
she had a lot of hate towards the dad.
Yeah, and she's like, if you're ugly,
And
you can't be a hero, so you'll be a villain.
not exactly what it was, but it was pretty much because all she could see when she looked at him was the dad,
Yeah.
and
So
she just
like,
couldn't take it anymore. It drove her crazy
yeah, and
because the
maybe.
dad is a total jerk.
I mean, obviously, yeah, she
I don't
was
know how he's counted as a hero.
right. She
He should be
wasn't.
a villain.
Nah, I don't know. I think he's got some redeeming qualities that we'll find later. But
Maybe.
I could give her some slack because maybe she was just that like delusional and mentally destroyed that for a second she actually saw his father instead of the little boy. So like she freaked out and she just threw the water at him. Like maybe I'll give her that. That maybe she didn't see her only child standing in front of her as a kid. And maybe she like had a delusional hallucination of his dad and she threw the water. Just out of like defense.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And
But that's stretching. That's
yeah.
reaching.
But see, the real question is, how many half brothers and sisters does he have?
Right? Yeah. How many other times have they made a good match between powers? Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been mentioned that it's happened a lot. So it's how many times has this second ranked hero
Yeah.
done it to try
I
to
mean,
make
yeah.
someone that could beat
And that's the thing. Yeah,
All
he'll
Might?
make something maybe that can beat All Might, but All Might's he's yesterday's news. Like anyone can beat All Might like 23 hours out of the day.
I think his lasts for 3 hours.
Is
So
it 3? Oh, it's getting low,
yeah,
man. It's getting low.
so 21 hours.
All right. Give him that. All right, let's move on to the next one. It's made by A1 Pictures. Isn't that
A1 Pictures, Seven
nine?
Deadly
Yeah, Seven Deadly
Sins.
Sins. I don't know how to read the Japanese, but I never watched season 1 of that. Basically, I
Oh, it
thought
was
you
great.
did. Explain it to me because there is
It was
no
great.
synopsis.
There isn't. Well, the first one, baseline of the story was, I mean, see, the problem is with anime, there's all the stories that pretty much happened. They just tweak them slightly. The basis of this story is there was an elite group in the kingdom. Who could have guessed it? There was an elite group. It's medieval like times with magic and superpowers. This elite group in the kingdom was framed for murdering the king pretty much. Well, murdering like someone really high up. I can't remember exactly if it was the king, but it was someone really high up on the totem pole. So then they were pretty much banded as traitors and hunted down. But the weird part about it is they did not remember what happened on that day. So they couldn't
What?
refute it because their memories were tweaked and
So
changed and wiped. So they couldn't refute that they didn't do it because they couldn't remember what happened.
so it's like a group of 7 people
Yes.
who probably defended the king, and then
Yes.
someone murdered the king. They were in the same
Yeah.
place. They lost
They
their
were in the
memory,
same place, same time, and the person
wiped their memory or whatever.
wiped their memory. Someone who was with the person that
A-
did the
And
killing.
how did the season end? They're just still looking for this guy that killed the king, or they're like
No,
outlaws?
then the thing, they found the person that did it. They finally figured out to get their memories back. They got them back. They saved the kingdom from the bad guy trying to destroy it, bringing back some demon, like gray demon lord.
Yeah.
He was able, the main dude's powers are a little crazy because his powers, he's the ultimate Genji. His his powers reflect, pretty much.
His powers
That's
reflect.
his main ability is reflect. He
So
can take all the damage
you
he
know,
takes
he reminds me
and
of
reflect
Ezreal.
it to someone
He reminds me of Ezreal.
a little bit.
Well, how he looks.
Yeah, but it's pretty much Genji powers because he can take all the damage he takes, but it's better than Genji because it can last a lot longer. It's pretty much any determined time he can take the damage and then reflect it. And then that pretty much can, depending on how much he takes, it's a one hit KO for whoever he reflects it
So
onto.
it's pretty much just a broken ability, but it doesn't do
It's a
anything
broken
if you don't
ability.
attack him.
Yes.
Now, what are the
You
other?
can't use it if you don't
What
attack.
is his sin? His sin's like lust, right, or something.
I do not remember.
I thought he was like into all these chicks in his world. Like it's like a reverse. It's like a harem, right?
It's kind of like a harem, yeah.
Except for there's a guy, two guys maybe. I can't really tell. Yeah, it looks like two guys. Not counting him. I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. I can't really add too much because I didn't really watch it.
Yeah, it's definitely one to watch. It's a good one. It's got comedy in it. It's
It's like it's another shoujin though. Like us shoujins, man, they're taking over the board.
they're good.
But it's
They're
an
good
action
stuff.
adventure fantasy magic shoujin supernatural. Now, what's the
Yes.
difference between supernatural and superpower?
Well, one of the guys is like he's immortal. He can't die. One of the sins.
Oh,
He literally can't die. So that's what makes it a supernatural.
huh. All right, all right. Anything you hope about the new season coming out?
Well, I'm sure it's going to be great. Supposedly the trick is they only found 6.
Well, it looks like their first.
So the end of
season-
the episode, the ending is them leaving to find the last member
Yeah.
of the group.
It looks like they ended off weird because, from what I'm seeing here, episode 13, which is the new season, is coming out in 6 days, and then they're scheduled for 24 more episodes. So it looks like they got more episodes, like a double season kind of thing.
Yeah, which is fine with me. I mean, I loved it. I wish they did more.
All right. Well, it looks like you got your wish.
Yep.
All right.
I
Moving.
know it's like all my favorites are coming back.
Damn it. All right. Yeah.
On
the
to
next
the next one.
Another favorite. Food Wars. Who got you into this?
Food Wars. Oh man. I have like all the manga. I've been buying them. I'm behind in the manga, sadly.
I have.
But I have all the manga. I watched all the seasons that are dubbed. And yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
The anime matched up with the manga. They did a good job there. It's all around great. I mean, food, if you love food, and dueling, this is pretty much the ultimate combination because that's like 90% of what it is. Dueling with food.
He gets to face more of the council, right? Or the hierarchs. Because season 1 was mostly about him fighting like the top chefs at the school, right?
No, he kind of dueled one of the seats, but it like wasn't an official duel. It was just because the guy lived in his dorm with him.
Yeah.
And he wanted to. He was seat 7, and he
half
wanted to
power.
see how good the new guy was.
He was going
Like
half
he
power.
got challenged so many times right off the bat. It's like everyone wanted to kick him out.
Yeah.
No one wanted him there
Well, wait,
because
no,
he was some dude from nowhere with some family-owned little.
I thought he had an
restaurant.
official match versus the American beef girl.
Yes,
I remember.
she's not on the board. She was an underling for Urza, who was seat 10. Urza,
I thought she was on
like
the board.
the trick is it's like the ultimate hierarchy. The Council of 10, and then each of them has like a list of minions.
Oh, they have to beat. It's like a blacklist racing. You got to beat all the people to fight the boss.
Pretty much.
All right. Yeah,
and you have to. And the trick with this system is you don't have to agree to the duel. And if you don't agree, it doesn't happen.
You just keep your spot.
So realistically, the seat of 10 never have to agree to a duel.
So it's
They
just like
never
a quiet
have to
thing.
risk their seat.
Like a big,
But the trick is you have to get something on them to get them to have to agree.
like wager
You
a
have to get
bet.
some dirt on them or something against them. So they have to duel. And it's like it's crazy how this guy throws his future
Yeah, he's pretty much like
on the line all the time.
Hey.
Like he's thrown his
want to kick me out of the
getting
school?
kicked out of the school
Okay.
so many times.
Well,
He even threw his I will stop being a chef. I will never cook again on in one of his duels.
Oh,
It's like, why would you do that? It's like
right.
you didn't have to go that
I mean,
far
how would you
for this duel.
how would you even like enforce that? Come on. How would you enforce that?
Well, it has to be enforced.
Well, anyway, that's if he's at the school, but like after the school, how do you enforce
The
that?
school has connections in every restaurant
just-
across every continent, across everywhere. If they
Yeah.
say this person never gets hired, that person never gets hired.
All right. Well, the thing is, like, originally he didn't even want to be at the school because his dad's the best chef in the world, basically.
Yeah,
but his dad goes away.
it's funny how some of the people don't know his dad,
Yeah.
but it's like they do know him, but they don't know he's his son until later. That was an interesting. It's like, how did you not know that? It's like it was kind of just random. Like, oh, you didn't know that? Okay. But yeah,
I love the description. Season half of Food Wars, the third plate. That's all you need to know.
this is season 3.
Yeah,
by the way.
It's the second half of Food Wars third plate. So is that? I don't know why it's the second half. That's weird. Third plate. Yeah.
Because it kind of ended randomly.
Like a half season.
It was like a pause. Yeah.
Like an
Season 2.
same arc or something.
I think that was all dubbed. But because the thing is, they're making this anime like as soon as the mangas are coming out.
Yeah.
Because it's like the mangas I have right now are a little bit ahead of what's out. But the problem is the dubbing is so far behind, and I don't have time to sit and read subtitles.
Yeah.
So.
It's not as enjoyable, and like you gotta be like that's gotta be the only thing you're focusing on. Because if you look away from the screen, you're not reading, and also it distracts you from the food orgasms art that is shown rapidly.
Yes.
This is also a shoujin, but might I add, it's an ecchi. It's an ecchi shonen, which shouldn't be surprised with High School DxD Season 3 coming out. Are you hyped?
Never watched the first one.
Yeah, you see, because I have a wife, when we were dating, we tried to watch the first episode, and yeah, it's just boobs, like straight up nipples everywhere. And if our older brother was here, he would have something to say. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure it's the greatest hero
That's
story
his favorite
ever.
genre. Ecchi, harem, romance. Oh, he watches all those. Mine are mechs.
Max.
Next one.
Okay? Did you ever see Garen Lagann?
I watched.
Apparently, that's really
Yes, I've watched that. That was a really good one.
That's really good from what I hear. I tried to watch it.
Sadly, though, I love mechs, but Gundam is so vast and so gigantic.
Vast. But it's a mountain, Samuel. It's a mountain you need to climb.
Trying to watch it, but I'm so far behind. It is going to take me years.
If you want to
try to catch up to that.
If you want
I've watched the Iron. I've watched the Iron one.
Few can.
Orphan.
Oh yeah. That was like a newer season. Orphan. Iron Blooded
It's
Orphans.
the newest one that I know of.
No, there's a new one. It's like little kids. There's actually a new one. We'll get to it on this list, I think.
Edition?
Yeah. Alright, so Food Wars, it's basically like, yeah, a lot of cooking, a lot of orgasms from food taste, and
that's the fan service in it, is the food orgasms. If you
Yeah.
like seeing
It's like
tentacles around
it's like
people.
that gambling show I made you watch. That's like they get orgasms from
Gambling.
gambling, but
That's
it's not as
weird.
cool. Like the art isn't as cool. They're just kind of crazy. They don't go as epic, you know.
Hmm.
Anyway, Darlin in the Frank. What do you think about that? XX
Darling in the Franks. It
or
is.
Fran?
I like
Darlin
it.
in the Fran. Oh,
I
you watched
mean,
it?
it is.
Day One Pictures
Yeah,
and Trigger.
it is pistols and triggers.
Trigger made
It's
Kill a Kill,
yeah.
from what I'm seeing.
It's. I mean, the animation's good, pretty good. The it's a
It's a
unique
mech.
idea. It is. It's a mech. It's two pilots per mech. Always
Oh,
co-ed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I know this one. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
it's a little interesting in how they have to pilot the
Let's
mechs.
get some images up here. See if I can find
It's
some
a little
images.
interesting in how they have to pilot the
They
mechs.
ride these girls. The girls
Not exactly.
are the engines.
The girls are called pistols,
I
and
know.
they pretty much are the steering wheel,
They're the
and
keys.
then the guys
Uh,
steer.
they're
I'm
the key.
trying to I'm trying to look. Yeah. The girls are pretty much connected into the machine. They are the steering wheel. Their face gets projected onto the outside of the machine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the looks of the machines are coordinated with them.
Oh, okay. So they
Then
can change.
yeah. Then
But
um
why? Why do they have to be fused into the machines?
it's like I don't know, it's kind of the way they're justifying how they drive these mechs. There's
I'm pretty
only
sure.
certain people who have the attributes or like special gift to be able to
Yeah,
do this.
like a
And
data thing.
the you have to be able to sync. If you've watched Alvagelion, it's kind of like that. If you've watched that in the mech world, people in the mech
Uh,
world will know what I mean because they kind of their psyches get linked
wait.
when
You
they're in the
talking about
machine.
Evangelion?
Evangelion, yes,
You watched that classic that I told you to watch?
dude. I've watched like except for Gundam, I've watched pretty
Did you
much
watch the
every mech
movies?
anime out there.
Did you watch the movies?
Yes, the
Oh,
movies are like just the
recaps
animes
and
in movies. Yeah.
and you know,
I've pretty much watched them all. But that's the closest comparison to it, Evangelion. It's like the modern version of that. That pretty much sums it up. Except for you don't have to scream out the name of the vehicle.
did you know that this anime inspired Kim Kardashian to dye her hair after the main pink-haired girl?
Why do we care about that?
I don't know. It just
Although I didn't know she even watches anime.
exactly.
But still, I don't follow news, so I wouldn't know
Well,
that.
but the interesting thing is
The only news I follow is what
it's
anime's coming out next.
it's making it more popular, more mainstream. The fact that she confirmed that she dyed her hair because the main girl pink hair, and that's like everyone's like, what? What's anime? What's this? Huh?
Yeah, it's kind of dragging anime out into the light. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's gonna be good
You
or
know,
bad.
yeah, it's probably not the right light, but I mean, people are gonna see it basically. And you know, it might not be the best anime to jump into if it's the only thing you've seen, but it's definitely something.
Yeah.
Something you could watch.
Yeah. So to sum it up, it's Evangelion reincarnated. You just don't have to scream out the name of the vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, you have to do that in Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Was it depressing, Sam? So wait. Are you depressed?
Am I depressed?
Yes.
About what?
Are you depressed in general? Are you a depressed person?
I wouldn't say I'm a depressed person.
Did you understand the
I mean,
ending
some
to
days.
Evangelion? Did it make sense?
Um, I don't remember it. It's been a while.
Okay. If it didn't make sense to you, you're not a depressed person. Because apparently the guy who made it was like super depressed when he was making it. And from what I've heard from people that watched it,
Okay.
if they watch it in like a dark point in their life, they're like, "Wow, this makes sense. I really resonate with this." But like if you watch it when you're decently happy as a person, you're like, "What? What was that? I don't understand that."
Right. And another one I thought of that this compares to is Aquarion.
Oh, you
Aquarion.
see,
If
I'm
you've
not
watched
big.
that,
I'm
it's
not big into
you're
the
not.
mechs.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Closest thing I've.
I'm
Dude, you're just
I'm
here to
your
talk
mech
about everything.
specialist.
You just know all these.
I know. I've if I'm doing anything, anime's on the in the background. That's why
Yeah.
I don't I can't do it subbed because then I can't do other stuff while I'm watching it.
All
And
right.
it just works out that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes if the anime is good enough for me to put my stuff down and just watch,
Dude, A1
then
Pictures.
it is a great anime.
Yeah.
If I can't work on other stuff while watching it because it's that good.
Yeah. A1 Pictures is doing so much.
Darling
man.
in a Franks, it had its moments where I was just in depth in it and I wasn't getting any other work done.
Yeah.
Which was not good for my school,
Darling.
but
yeah, you little
But it was
too
good.
you little too into
is-
piloting those mechs. Why did they have to be so close, Sam? Why do they have to be so close? Why can't they be in a different room?
Because then the mech would be huge.
Reminds me of a
And
song.
you want a giant target to get shot
Can't she
or a
be
littler target?
Can't she be in like the heart of the mech and he be in the head? Come on, man. Why is it like that?
The heads are not that big.
No, the heart. She's in the heart. He's in the
Yeah,
head.
they're both in the heart area.
Oh, there are? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
heads
heads
are
fight.
not big
She's in
enough.
that. That's interesting. Right, it reminds me of this song by Logan Paul. He's like, "I could ride your girl with no handlebars."
Except there are.
Oh, the handlebars. All right, we won't get into that. We was too much time on mecha drama, sci-fi, etchy. It doesn't say etchy, but I'm just assuming.
Oh yes, especially when they have to face the slime one.
Okay, we'll leave that for a future audience. All right. Okay. Now, sort of. Okay. Let me just get into this. A1 Pictures is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm seeing 5 in the current lineup. But you know what they're not doing? They're not doing Sword Art Online alternative Gun Gal Online. Why is that? Why is 3HZ doing it?
I don't know.
That is interesting. They did Dimension W, which was interesting concept, but like I feel like it didn't have enough time to tell the story. I felt like it seemed cut off. But that's all they've done pretty much is like 3 dimension or Dimension W. Like the only thing of like note, everything else isn't really what flip flappers. They did flip flappers though. You excited for this new group of people taking your show?
No, the new group. Oh, they've done Dimension W.
Yeah,
That was a pretty darn good one.
yeah,
I'll give them that one.
I thought it was all right as a concept, but then like the way they went with it, like didn't explain much.
Celestial Method. I have
It
not
didn't end
watched
that well. I feel.
that.
I lost interest in it basically. But flip
It
flop.
had a slow point. I took a break in the slow point, and then after you get through that, it picks up.
Are you worried
again?
Though? Let me ask you. Are you worried?
I
I like the main character from Dimension W. I liked him, but I didn't like where the story took him. So, little girl with a P90.
They are.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, I don't know exactly how they got the
art
rights
looks
to do this.
fine.
Maybe A1 was just too
Yeah, everyone's like
doing stuff,
ooh.
and they're like, we can't do another one.
We're worried
Pass this
about
off to someone.
We're worried about season 10 of Sword Art Online. We're gonna have to pass off this side story. You know, just run with it. And the problem is, though, will this destroy the franchise? Because it still has the name, and it won't be done to the quality of A1 Pictures. You know, I feel like it's gonna
Unless
taint
they
the.
have an A1 Pictures supervisor overseeing their work,
Well,
which I'm sure
maybe.
they will.
Well, maybe this is like a.
It's kind of like Microsoft, then like E2020
Well, maybe
with
it's a
Halo.
subsidiary. Subsidiary. Maybe it's like a
I
partner to
was
A1.
looking into it to see if it was. I couldn't find anything for sure. It might be. But anyway, I mean, I'm excited because this was like when this started to be a thing. Is like the first time the like memory defragment introduced other guns than just a sniper into the game. So it was pretty cool.
Huh.
It has great potential because of its heritage of
It,
having
it,
crazy good action and animation.
okay,
Can
alright,
they
alright.
stand up to it?
Uh,
Possibly.
Black Bullet. Did you watch Black Bullet?
No, I was looking down their animes and I only seen Dimension W that I
Okay, no, no, no.
remember at least.
Yes, but the founder of this new, because it's a newer anime company, the founder of this made was from Kinmaka Citrus
Yeah,
Corporation, and they made a lot more anime. They made Codebreaker.
that's a good.
They made Black Bullet. They made
Let's look at the
Bakuman,
Citrus.
which I think I want to watch because I hear that's good. Bakuman.
Codebreaker. I'm pretty sure I've watched that one. Yeah, I've watched part of that one at least.
Yeah. So,
It's pretty good.
I mean, from Dimension W, like that being like the one noted thing I knew them for, like the art was good. From what I saw,
Here
the art
we
was
go.
good.
They did Hack Quantum,
So
the original company. Hack is like one of the most known. It's like the ancestor of Sword Art Online, of being trapped in a video game.
Oh.
It's like the classic.
Oh yeah, Hack.
Hack.
Slash
Hack is
dot
the
hack.
classic of it.
But it wasn't super popular.
No, it wasn't super popular, but I mean, it has so many seasons. It's like the Naruto of the video game anime. It has a lot of different seasons. And the weird thing is like each season's like slightly twisted and stuff. And it's like there's so many different orders that people say you should watch them in that it can get a little confusing until you start just watching it. And get through the whole thing one season and then go to the next one and just you have to get through them because some of them like the first one is pretty darn slow.
Ooh.
I took breaks going
Yeah.
off to other anime, but
I'm
the
excited.
one that they are taking credit for making stuff in that's one of the better ones.
Okay.
So it's one of the newer ones. It's one of the better ones. So if
I
it's
think
got
they
the
know what
same
they're
people
doing.
that did that, they should know what they're doing.
Yeah. All right, then there's High School DxD. It's just a harem where like the kid's like gets demon powers, right? And he's like
if you like
master
demon
of the
powers and boobs,
yeah,
that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
DxD. That's
There
what
you
it's
go.
for.
There you go. He said
Double
it all.
D's.
Now Steins Gate, I didn't know they were coming out with something else. Now what is this? Is this
I'm pretty sure I tried to tell you about this.
Did you? No, yeah, you did. But like I already knew about it when you said it. If you said it in the last 3 days, I already knew about it because I added it to a list.
But
so yeah, it looks like a continuation, which could be really interesting because they never got to Steins Gate. I didn't feel like it ended properly because like the world wasn't.
They supposedly
it wasn't balanced.
Made it onto the new world.
But like okay, yeah, the new world
where everything
line
worked
sign.
out.
Yeah, they did. But like I didn't get that until you explained it to me that literally the video of him talking to him back in past time telling him you know what to do but I can't tell you what to do. I thought that was from way in the future. I thought that was like years in the future, but that was literally like a couple minutes, an hour, a day in the future where he did it and everything was fine and he figured out how to save her without saving her kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that yeah, it was like a day in the future, and I'm like, oh, so this is the next season. It's him from way, way in the future, and they're gonna figure stuff out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for
No,
it just because the premise.
Steins Gate, the whole time travel thing was crazy. It's one of those I was surprised it doesn't say psychological on here because
Yeah.
it's definitely one of the
Well,
thinking
it's a
animes.
thriller, but yeah, I don't know why it doesn't say psychological either. I mean, it's not like it's not gory, so maybe that's why. Maybe it has to be
Maybe.
gory. I don't know.
It's not like Psychopath.
Yeah.
It's not that, but I mean, it's definitely one of the ones you gotta think about.
Mm. Yeah.
Which,
Oh,
I
interesting.
mean,
Back to the Sword Art Online. It says military. So you think there's gonna be like an all-out like wars going on, which could be kind of cool. I just wanted
did
to
you ever
mention
get
that.
to Gun Gale?
Yes, I've seen Gun Gale and Sword Art Online.
Okay.
I that's the only thing I like. I just hate when I think I feel like disconnect when things go into like a fantasy world where like they're not human anymore and there's like elves and stuff. I feel like I get disconnected because I liked Sword Art Online when they were actually in Sword Art Online, and then they went to the elven world and I'm like, this is kind of stupid. They turned the main character into damsel in distress. And then they went to Gun Gale, and it's like, okay, yeah, here, this is cool, guns, and we got another standalone female character that's, getting stronger. And then back to the elf world, where literally nothing happens. What, we go on a quest, and then a girl dies of AIDS. Okay, wow. Interesting. I don't know.
It's a little harsh.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it. Anyway, Steins Gate, excited for it. But I want to skip to Beatless. Have you seen Beatless? Because I'm reading the description of this, and this seems interesting. Introducing ultra advanced AI that suppresses human intelligence. The beings,
Surpasses.
surpasses. I can't read. Mankind is hopefully yet to, you know, comprehend, made from materials far advanced for human technology. And yeah, they're in like little black coffins. Like the art looks kind of cool, and I didn't. And it's already on the 12th episode, so like I haven't heard anything about it. And it's like a action romance. It reminds me of C, from what I'm looking at. It reminds me of C.
A little bit.
Let's see what they
Let's
do now.
see if it's on Funimation. If it is,
Oh,
then
they
I'm
did
amazed I haven't heard of it.
they
If
did
it's not,
Foca.
then it makes sense.
They did Foca. There might be good music because they did Foca.
It's not.
No.
It's not on Funimation, so that's why I
Okay.
haven't heard of it.
Oh, they did Akam no Riddle. Remember that? The story about like a group of assassin girls and like it's like they have to
Yeah.
kill each other. Akam no Riddle. It means like devil's
Oh,
riddle or something in English.
Devil's Line.
No, no, no. I'm excited about Devil's Line. I'll get into that later. Anyway, it could be interesting. The music's probably good. Yeah, Devil's Line. I didn't get into Persona 5s. I tried to watch Persona. It was interesting, but like they started going into TVs, and I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyway, go to Devil's Line. I actually read this. I read the manga. It was pretty interesting. And, it's a romance definitely, but uh, and like the vampires like don't have to have blood, but like he's like I forget if he was like a half vampire. Yeah, he's kind of like it's kind of like Tokyo Ghoul, but told where he's actually like a vampire, and but he's like working with the doves already. Maybe it's kind of like a knockoff of Tokyo Ghoul, but for the most part, it's pretty cool from what I've seen and how they're depicting the vampires. And there hasn't really been a straight up vampire show in a while. And that guy in white hair gives him blood because like they don't even know what human blood does to you. And because he's like half human, half vampire, because like I believe his mom was human and his dad was a vampire. Uh, does it say? Yeah, they call him devils, and like he meets this girl who he likes. It's a little bit of an ecchi in the
You know,
manga. a little
I
bit.
think I
Not
may have
not so
seen
much.
an episode or two of this one.
Have you?
I might have.
The white hair guy gives him human blood, and like they like can tell, and like it makes him heal super fast, and they kind of didn't know that. And the guy with white hair carries around this human blood all the time to help him. And basically, the first book, I think I read 2 books because I found the other one online. This girl is hunting down vampires, and vampires naturally have colder blood, and she's using like a sniper rifle with a heat sensor to kill vampires, basically, essentially. Devils is what they call them. But he's like working with the police, so like he's just trying to stop crime, basically. And he gets hit, and then the guy with white hair gives him blood and heals him, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I liked it.
Sounds like it could be good. It kind of reminds me of the Devil Timer.
The Devil's a part-timer?
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Definitely not that kind of feel. No, it's
More
not.
serious than that,
Yeah,
I would imagine, but kind of the gist of it because he like couldn't unlock his powers unless he had
well,
blood or
yeah, I
fear.
think you're pulling too much from the devil. The word devil. Pretend that's vampire. It's vampire's
And
line.
it's vampire.
Yeah,
So
because he doesn't know
I mean,
any powers he
oh,
have. They just call the vampires devils for some reason.
what was the? Oh, I'm drawing a blank. What was the anime where it was like the vampires owned like most of the world and were controlling it, and then like they had a bunch of orphans, and then like 2 of them escaped. Well, one of them escaped. One of them got captured. And then uh, that's
This is an
what was
anime?
that? Yes,
I don't remember this.
it's on Funimation. I just gotta
I probably haven't
find
seen
it.
it. And
Probably.
I was gonna watch the next one just because I don't know, it seems kind of like a lighter one, and I don't know, this weird Spider Girl. It was gonna be one of the ones I forced myself to watch to kind of review. Creatures Family Days. It's like a slice of life. It looks like a
Slice of
slice of life,
life
but it
with
doesn't say it.
different creatures.
Yeah. I don't know, I was gonna make myself watch it. A couple scientists have been arrested for conducting illegal studies, performing genetic modification. So yeah, now I don't think I want to
Modifications,
watch
he
it.
gets captured, and now the children are released free because they were wrongly treated, and now they have to just
I'm a
try to figure
little
out how to
worried
work
about.
inside the world.
I'm a little worried about watching it now that I know that dog is probably a person, and I have scars in the back of my mind from watching, uh, Full Metal Alchemist when I was younger, and the little girl got turned into her dog. That was sad. You remember that? Oh,
Yeah.
that was the first guy in anime
Oh, what is this?
I really
This
wanted to
looks
die. That was the first guy I actually felt true hate for. Her dad when he fused his daughter and her dog. That's a guy I really hated. Her dad. In anime, never wanted him to die more, and they gave me what I wanted. They killed him. Damn it, they killed him.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
It was good.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, but Samuel, Full Metal Panic, Invisible Victory.
I know.
Are you excited?
One of my favorite mech series of all time is finally getting a continuation.
Are you nervous, though, Samuel? Are you nervous?
No, it's gonna be great.
But is it, Samuel? Is it the same studio that did the original? I'm looking down the list. I don't think it is. I don't
know.
think it is. I'm pretty sure they didn't do these. Etchy. Fan service. They did the Booty Bop. Remember the Booty Bop? Kojo special. They did Kojo's special. They did Black Clover OVA. That was a pretty hot thing, right? Doing that OVA. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No, it looks like the original one was Kaito animation.
Kaito animation. Yeah, this is gonna be a little more on the romance side if that's what I'm seeing.
Well, the whole anime was kind of the whole
Uh,
basis of it is romance and mechs.
it doesn't say romance on it though, which is
It
interesting.
doesn't say it,
It
but
says action, mech, military. So
there was
they can.
definitely romance mixed in
So,
there to try to lighten it up.
so let me get this straight. You gave the rights of Full Metal Panic to a studio that pretty much only does high school based romances, and you're like, hey, don't you put romance in this. You make it action, you make it mecha, you make it military. You stay true
That's the
to the books.
focus,
See, that's the thing.
but
The book still went on. So if they go off the books enough,
that's
I
the
mean, we'll
focus
see.
of it. But it was definitely had romance in it because they were in high school and there was some
Yeah.
romance. The guy was about as clueless as any real guy would be.
Yeah, and it was funny. It was a comedy, but it doesn't even say comedy in the description.
Now, the next one is because there was a season that was comedy. It was the Funmafu season, which was that was like the comedy relief version.
Of Full Metal Panic.
Yeah, that was like the
Well,
comedy
from the very
season.
beginning, I thought it
And
was
then,
comedy because, like, what he was bringing guns to school and stuff, and
well,
like flashbangs.
that was pretty much just showing his cluelessness.
Yeah,
He
which
he
was
was
funny.
a hired person to do a job who has worked in the real world, and then he's being treated like a kid, and he has no idea what he's doing. That's the basis of it.
I'm gonna see if I can find anything on it because from what I'm looking at right now, like it seems to be the same kind of art style, which is interesting that they're copying the original art style so well. Because it doesn't look like a modern anime by any means. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like the classic art style of it. I mean, with the
I
later
mean,
seasons, they got a little more advanced. It looks close to what those were.
I
Which, I mean,
I didn't. I
it
think
could
that
be
was
great.
off-putting by me. I
You don't like the classic? It's more of like the Gundam stylish.
they need to go a little step further. They need to go to Full Metal Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood art style. They need to go that step further.
Okay, apparently this says a ship.
Hmm? What?
I searched the new
Oh, it is a little
name.
different. It is a little different. It's a little softer edges. It looks like.
Um,
It still says Koji on it though. What? Like watching this, it still says the original maker, Kogamon or whatever. So wait, is this just like a split off company or something?
that's what I'm looking into. I'm thinking it might be.
Huh. Definitely looks like a mecha. I just have a disconnect with mechas.
It's definitely a mecha. I know you hate mechas. I love mechas. Mechas are they're great.
Emotions, huh? Emotion get to you. All right. Well,
I relate greatly to the main character.
well, yeah. That's the thing. It's
Anime.
driven by the characters, not so much by the mech. I liked Guilty Crown. That had one mech in it, two mechs. It had some mechs in it. Come on. It's supposed to be kind of an homage back to
Kind of.
Evangelion and like Code. No, not Code Berserk. What's that one Garrett likes with
Code Geass.
yeah, Code Geass. Yeah, like an homage to that.
That one's pretty good.
Which is pretty much like from the first episode. The Code Geass episode 1 and Guilty Crown pretty much the same. They look pretty similar. And now we have a kinky one. It's a drama psychological one that I was going to look into. It's called Dorhi Kun, the animation. And I don't know if I will watch it.
How far down did you jump?
I jumped down a row over
I see.
Dor E Kun. Dory Kun, the animation.
Yep.
It's actually kind of like about slaves, but it's like a psychological one. But like some of the artwork I saw for it makes it look more like SMA, which if you know what that means, like chains, whips, handcuffs, sexual stuff. But it doesn't say etchy, so I don't understand. They're all like grabbing their teeth in the opening. So I was like, what's up with their mouth? Yeah, but yeah, it's about enslaving, and they have to wear SCMs at a price, and one must win over anything to become their slave. Yeah, so I guess you can win people and get power, kind of thing. Is what I'm getting from this.
So it's kind of like your gambling one you like.
Yeah, yeah, which I liked at the beginning, but then it kind of like I just let it play in the background, didn't really watch it so much. But it looks interesting. It's psychological, and I like psychological. So it's definitely a twist of mind.
What about the next one though? Is it going to compare to Your Lie in April?
What? Which one? Where?
The next
Piano Mo? Piano No More? Is that what you're talking about?
No more?
No more?
Yeah.
No. Don't even bring that up. What are you? It looks like no. It looks disgusting.
Disgusting.
Hey,
it's just a guy.
generic.
With a keyboard.
Give us the most generic blonde-haired guy you have left from all the Naruto ripoffs, and just throw him in. It's just this blank. There's no character. The original character, he was a nerd. He had glasses. He had a backstory. He had a hard childhood. He had character. This is just like, I like to play the piano. It reminds me of the guy from Hostess Club. Like if he had his own spin-off series where he just played the piano. You know?
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was funny. But yeah, he's more like a connoisseur. I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Doesn't seem like much
Card
struggle.
Capture Sakura. Have you been watching
I don't
that?
watch that. I don't watch that.
You don't watch that.
I don't know what that is. Fantasy? Does it have the word fantasy under the title? No, I don't watch that.
Fantasy Magic?
No, let's go to the left and let's look at Demon Supernatural. Nah, that's what I like. Nah, this is on my list
Demon
of stuff I want to watch.
Supernatural?
After losing her grandfather, Ao inherits his ability. Wait, what? Oh, after losing her grandfather, Ao inherits his ability to see spirits. So wait, what? It's like
Inherits the grandfather's ability.
oh his okay. I thought he was talking. He was talking about himself.
Let me help you understand English.
Yes, I'm
get
so
this.
used to because I'm fluent in Japanese that this is hard for me to understand English. How did you do bad in English? You can read. I can't read, and I get A's.
Because I can't BS. That's my struggle.
Yeah. No,
Writing BS
dude,
is
BS.
hard.
Me and Garrett, man, dude. Literally, I wrote. Okay, I probably should admit this, but we were supposed to have an experience, right? Where in my diversity in the workplace class, we were like one of our big projects. We were supposed to write like 2 pages about an experience, like going to like a gay club or going to like
somewhere
a
you
Jewish
haven't been
temple.
Yeah.
Basically throwing
haven't done
yourself into a scenario you're not supposed to be in. Like maybe you go to a mosque or like to a gay club or lesbian club or like just like or like I don't know, like a literature club.
They force people to go places.
I didn't do that.
They wouldn't be comfortable.
I BS the entire paper. I'm not gonna go somewhere. You kidding me? What? So I wrote about a wonderful experience I had. Yeah, it was a great experience. Anyway, I don't really remember the experience because I didn't actually have it, but it passed the class, so we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I wrote about like going shopping. Oh wait, no, I did kind of have the experience, but I added some stuff. I wrote about going dress shopping with Madison and her friend because they were going wedding dress shopping, and it wasn't for my wedding. It was for her future possible wedding, which she's married now. But yeah, it was like, yeah, I wrote about that experience and how uncomfortable it made me, and I think I related it to something else and maybe added some stuff and embellished. But yeah. Anyway, her grandfather demands
Oh, I see
she
the little
pay
kid Gundam you were talking about.
an org appears. Or wait, what's this? How do you say that word? An orgy appears demanding she pay her grandfather's debt, his price, her hand in marriage. What? Why is the price her grandfather owed was marriage, so she has to pay the debt by marrying him?
Promising that someone, like, it's common to arrange
Oh,
marriage. Arranged marriage, all right?
yeah.
Makes sense?
So he's like a demon, and like
An org.
the debt he owes was
Org?
setting him up.
Yeah. Like an org.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not like a
That's what it sounds
green.
like.
Definitely not like a green org or something.
Yeah, different type of org.
Oh, I got
That's what it sounds like.
Skyrim on the VR.
Yeah,
Motion
I've heard a lot
sickness.
of mixed reviews about
Motion
that.
sickness. That's all I can say.
A lot of mixed reviews about that.
Motion
See,
sickness.
the problem is VR is not going to be great until your body doesn't have to
You know,
move,
that's the thing though.
and it just implements you directly into it.
But would you
Where it's
like
like you're
that?
controlling a virtual
Would
person.
you like that? Because all that is lucid dreaming. You ever had a lucid dream? Which is basically where you're aware that you're dreaming, so you can control every aspect of your dream.
Great.
Yeah, but it
I've
takes
had dreams.
dreams take place in like fractions of seconds, and they don't really feel real after you wake up. And like everything you do in them, it doesn't mean anything. And I feel like if you went into Sword Art Online like that, that it wouldn't feel real. Like you'd wake up and you'd be like, "Hey, Asuna, that was a crazy dream we had. Too bad none of it was real. Bye."
See, that's the trick, though, Austin. That wouldn't be what it truly is supposed to be.
Yeah.
That would be like what our technology right now could do.
No, that's
If
just
we
what dreaming
used our
is.
technology right now, we could probably do something like that. But the trick is making it where you're like your body, where you take your inputs your brain does and translates it to digital, intercepts the brainwaves, and then puts them into the digital world. So you're completely conscious and everything, like you're controlling everything, but it just doesn't move your body.
So basically, you feel like you're physically moving an actual body.
You're physically in the world where you feel like that is it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, I can see that, but that would take a while.
But it doesn't move your body.
It doesn't feel like you're asleep.
Tapping into your brain stem would be what it would have to do.
And that's fragile. And I can see how you can microwave your brain.
And that could mess up a lot of stuff. Yeah. Because the trick is doing that without actually having to physically tap into it.
Yeah.
Physically tapping into it would work. That would probably work. But the problem with that is it could kill you instantly.
Yeah.
Just cut off, because you have to intercept all of the things except for your heart and breathing.
And what if
you have to let those continue? It's like they can probably intercept everything.
Well, I mean, your body has a brainstem. The brainstem is what does all the automated stuff. So like you have to transfer the conscious mind.
That's like inside of your skull. That's at the top of your spine.
No,
that's at the top of your spine. The little chip that does the auto thing. And tapping in, you can't go above that because that's the top. So you have to go below that. So you have to allow that signals to go down, but intercept everything else. That's the trick.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
But yeah.
And what if you have a lag? Like, what if your internet disconnects and you lose your brain on the line?
Yeah, there's been a few things about that with Sword Art Online. Like, oh, we just lost another 500. Poor people out in the boonies with their internet.
Oh no. All right. One I thought you might like is Down a Ways. It's 2 Under the Piano Guy. It's Jushin Inka Paranoia. It's a mecha sci-fi from Starlight. and I just thought it looked good. It's made by the same people that did Log Horizon,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
and Fairy Tail the movie,
That was good.
and Fairy Tail the OVA, and not
Episode 1 is already out? What?
yeah, man.
Where?
We gotta cut this, man. We gotta go watch it. Go watch it. I don't know. It's not something. Dude, I still have a headache, man.
See, the problem is if it's not on Funimation, Netflix, or Hulu, I
You
don't have
gotta
access
go to
to it.
Kiss Anime or get it on your phone. It gives
See,
you
the problem is
everything.
Kiss Anime is, I don't,
Who
after they've jumped
cares?
so many servers so
Who
many times, I don't trust it.
cares?
I don't want to risk my
That's why you
devices.
have devices with ad blocks and virus protection. Come
Yeah,
on,
how'd that
man.
work for you?
I don't know how I got viruses. I don't even use this computer for like anything but like Overwatch. I guess I download a lot of games, so that must be how. And how are you gonna stop that if you're downloading games now?
You don't download suspicious looking games.
What? Like Black Desert Online?
Hey,
Dude,
Black Desert
I'm
Online's
sure
fine.
no. I've heard some bad stuff about them. That they're money hungry. I bet they downloaded some malware to like track what I do or something.
Maybe.
I don't
I
know.
mean, pretty
That's the
much
thing. All
everywhere.
viruses
It's
aren't
called like
bad. All some
cookies.
yeah,
Cookies are technically a virus, but that's pretty much just stuff
and
that tracks where you go
yeah, no
so they
malware.
could better understand
Yeah,
what
that's what
attracts
malware
your
is.
attention.
That's malware.
But anyway, let's jump down this a little ways
Okay.
to butlers.
Oh, what? There's Black Butler?
No, right? That's what I thought. It seems like it's gonna be. It's not the Black Butlers from what I
yeah,
can read, but it's kind of like it.
you saw Gundam build drivers. Gundam build drivers.
Yeah,
It's
I
about
saw the little
it's
ones.
about making Gundam action figures.
That's stupid. It's just stupid.
They just want you to buy their toys and build them. God, they want to buy the toys and build them. Oh, I see it, Butler. Yeah, it looks like the guy from Black Butler, and then
Right?
a different guy.
It looks like the other Butler from Black Butler.
I didn't see much about Black
Have
Butler.
you finished Black Butler?
No,
Okay, clearly
it's a
you have
yaoi.
problems.
It's a yaoi. I don't
Finish
I try to
Black
stay away
Butler
from
because
yaois.
his butler duels another butler.
I'm trying to stay
It's
away.
pretty epic.
I try to stay away from
And that's what the other guy looks like. He looks like the other butler.
You know what yaoi is? Too?
No.
It's like guy and boy love. I believe if I'm saying that right. I try to stay away from that. So that's essentially what it was. He had one episode of cross dressing.
Yeah, that was a weird like holiday special thing. I don't even know what that was.
Well, that was.
I don't
was
count
my
that
kind of
episode. That was an OVA. That
Oh.
we won't count that.
That's just fan service. That's what that was.
So, it was messed up.
So anyway, yeah, it looks cool. Two protagonists. Kyoto, smart, handsome, student president. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be kind of like Host Club.
Yeah, versus
like
Black Butler.
Butlers combined.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Comedy's supernatural. So yeah, I assume they're still like powerful. Is it made by the same people? Let's
Silverlink? I don't know.
Silverlink. What did they make? They made Strike the Blood 2. OVA.
They made Death March. That's a great one.
Death March. Man,
That's a
I
new
just
one that
feel
like just came out.
just
That
feel like
one is great.
I feel like you've seen.
Talk about being stuck in video games. There's another one.
Dude, you gotta stop that.
Death
man.
March.
Stop that.
That's another one.
I just feel like you've watched so much more than me, man.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. The reason I'm here
That's why I
because
need
I've
you.
probably watched double the
You
anime
need to
you
guide
have.
me. You need to guide me on this journey. It
Then-
feels like
oh, look at that. They made a restaurant to another world. That's a great one.
I'm seeing a lot of specials. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, yeah, a bunch of OVAs, specials,
I wish they had the English
movie,
translation on all these because
movie.
this one looks so familiar,
It
but
doesn't.
I do not know it by its Japanese name.
It looks like their big hit was Fate. Fate slash Canade, which had nothing to do with Fate Zero, I think, and all that stuff. But it looks like their Fate slash Canade was their big
Strike
thing.
Blood is another good one.
The Strike Blood.
Another
That's
bigger one.
Strike Blood 2, the OVA.
They've had like all the
That's
Strike Bloods.
what?
That's like one of their
I
main
don't see
series.
Strike
is the
Blood.
Strike
That's their
Blood.
main series. Where's that?
They have
I just see Strike Blood 2, the
3,
OVA.
4, 5, 6, 7. Strike Blood is October 4th, 2013. 24 episodes. It's the original Strike Blood. And then you go down like 1, 2, 3. Then you get to their Strike Blood 2, the OVAs. You go below that, Strike Blood 3, the OVAs.
Those are all OVAs.
No, there's the original Strike Blood.
Where?
For me, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. It's under the No Calvary and above the.
Oh, they did
35
Baka and Test. Okay,
Shun-
alright. It might be okay. It might be okay. There's some redeeming quality.
They're great. Like you need to watch Death March. That's a really good one.
If they're good with comedy.
That like just came out.
Good with comedy.
Yeah, it's like a comedy. Restaurant to Another World's kind of like a little bit of comedy, but with food.
We're gonna have to watch that. We'll have to check that out. All right. Any closing remarks? The Outcast 2. Have you heard about that? The art looks cool. I don't know. You need to watch that mecha one I told you about.
Have you watched
Jushini,
the
Jushini
ninja one?
Paranoid?
Ballistic?
No.
Ballistica?
What?
The ninja scroll? It's like the red girl with the blue guy and the sword.
Where is it?
It's kind of like it's by Last Period and Glory Line. It's around the Gundam drivers.
Oh, Ballistica. Yeah.
The Ninja Scroll.
You know what?
That one's been coming out. It's all right.
I believe
pretty
I
good.
watched
I'm a little behind on it. Garrett,
I believe I was
our
watching
brother
the original.
really likes
actually.
it.
Oh yeah. No,
our brother really likes
does
that
he?
one. Yeah.
The original, there's this girl that like
he
if you
introduced
touch her
it to
skin,
me.
She sucks your blood out of you. Is that the one, right? It's like the original series. It's like two clans and like they fight each other, right?
Yes.
And like one guy can like steal.
And then this is the continuing. This is
yeah.
the two children
that's exciting.
of the clan leaders are like together in a secret hidden place.
Yeah, it was like these two. It's like kind of like a Romeo and Juliet thing. I liked it because it felt like it felt almost like he was in the world of Naruto, but like extremely condensed kind of thing. Where like they all had individual ninja powers and like they fought. It was cool. Yeah. So is it an entire season? Oh wow, yeah, it's an entire new season. Huh. I mean, I'll have to finish the original. I was close to finishing that. Yeah, I like that. That's on my list. That's the thing. I have a lot of things on my list that maybe I didn't quite finish. But yeah, I enjoyed the original. From what I saw, I watched like most of the episodes.
I want another season of Grimgar, Ashes and Illusions. I don't think that'll ever come.
That's the thing. Some things don't need seasons. It would be nice to see a continuation, but like.
Well, they stopped at a really weird spot to stop.
What do I want another season of? I wouldn't mind Guilty Crown. I wouldn't mind Control C or whatever. I wouldn't mind.
Overlord. I'm happy they have another season. That's been pretty epic.
Overlord, yeah.
Overlord. Talk about another trapped in a video game. You gotta love them, man. They're Sword Art Online's making that so popular that all the classic ones are like coming out with new seasons.
They're just beating
because of it
into the ground.
It's great.
They're beating it into the ground. Have you seen Lupin the Third?
Yes. Sounds familiar.
You seen Lupin the Third?
Lupin the Third sounds really familiar. I've watched. I'm not caught up on it.
It's
Yeah, it's the
sort of
detective one.
yeah.
The detective one. I'm not caught up
I
on
saw
it.
it on TV once. It was funny. The episode
It's
I saw,
pretty.
and it was really clever. Like the episode I saw.
Yeah, they're already on part 5.
Reminded me
Man,
of Samurai
I'm
Champloo.
so far behind in that. Kind of, but not like modern, really modern time.
Yeah, I know it's a ways.
And more comedical.
Yeah. No, the episode I saw, like they were all being brainwashed, and they had to kill each other, and they made it look like they were brainwashed and killed each other, but then like one of them actually was brainwashed. And
The
it
Legend
was crazy.
of Legendary Heroes. I'd like another season of that. That was a good one.
I like
Other than
another.
the Scarred Blacksmith.
Oh, Scarlet Blacksmith.
Yes.
I didn't finish that. See, that's a lot of things I didn't finish. Cause like I watched that too, and I found that a long time ago. Yeah, I just didn't finish it. Cause like
Yeah, I just scroll down my queue.
maybe
See, Funimation
maybe
needs
that's the
to
difference.
make a folder system for their queue.
Yeah.
Because I have like over 200 and some in there because I'm using it as like my collection of all the anime I've watched and love.
Well, you need to go
And
to an
they
actual
need
folder place called
to
like
allow
my
that.
anime list, so you can
Well,
actually make your list.
yes. But the problem is with it in Funimation, I can just go to it, click it, and start watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So they need a folder system.
that's nice.
So Pumpkin Scissors, that's a good one.
Well, Live Chart Me, like this has a system where you can say watch completed. Considering
Munchigan. Do you remember that one? Jurmunchigan? Jurmunchigan? The gun salesman, the gun salesman person lady with the child mercenary bodyguard.
Spell it for me.
JORMUNGAND.
I think I got that all. No, I didn't watch that.
It's another one that was recommended by our brother. It's one of the better ones. Sure.
It's got a. See, that's the thing. I haven't found one that really super excites me. Like
Alderan
I watched
on the
things.
Sky.
They need to finish Attack on Titan.
That needs another season.
When are they gonna finish that? Or do we have to wait another 3 years for that?
Attack on Titan. I think
they finished season 2.
Coming out with another one.
Yeah.
I know they came out with a new game.
All right. Well, a lot of hopefuls. I'm excited for some stuff. My Hero Academia, I have to watch just because. Maybe I'll watch Darling and Fran. Probably not. Don't count on it. Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah, I'm watching it, but I'm cautiously worried about the new direction. Steins Gate. Yeah, I gotta watch that. Beatless. I'm excited to watch that. I think I'm gonna go watch the first 11 episodes that are already out, because that looks interesting. Devil's Line, yeah, I'm glad that came out finally. Because the manga's been out for a while. I want to get into Full Metal Panic because I know you like that, and that's like one of your favorites.
It is. It's great. It's like the perfect mix between mechs, high school drama, and comedy.
Yeah,
I think it's
like
those three blended together is pretty great.
Butlers. I want to watch that. That looks interesting. You suggested that. Ballistica. Yeah, I want to watch that too. I gotta finish the original. That's stuff I gotta finish. The problem is if it doesn't grip me enough, like if I can just a lot of anime that I really like, I will straight up marathon. And if it doesn't make me want to marathon it, there's a chance I'll never finish it because
you see how I watch so much anime more than you is I finish like 12 episodes a day.
Yeah, and
so in a regular season, I'll finish that in one day while working on stuff.
I wanted to watch.
Lately, I've been good and trying to just focus on schoolwork.
Dory-kun. I want to watch Dory-kun. Yeah, I mean that's good. Yeah, you should do that, and only watch what you're interested in. But yeah, if it doesn't interest me, like that's the thing. If I don't marathon it, a lot of times I'll forget about it. And if it doesn't make me want to marathon it, like it did something wrong, kind of thing.
You just skip over it. It's like, have you ever finished?
Dude, like.
Oh, what was that? The Fox one.
Corpse Princess. That was really good.
Well, what was
Uh,
the shoot?
you talking
I'm
about
drawing a blank.
the the
The
Scarlet Fox
no,
girl? What are you talking about?
the like trading one. It's
Yeah.
like
No, I didn't start that yet.
okay,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think
you need to
the
start that one.
naked fox girl economics. That's what I've heard.
One way to describe it.
All right.
But yeah, the medieval times
Yeah.
with the fat fox spirit,
Well,
and yeah,
we're getting we're getting to that time. All right. This has been Thoughts from the Void from Wyoming 118, aka what's your name?
Sam.
Sam. Anyway, and this is Austin. We watch anime. We like anime. This I'm trying to make this channel Thoughts from the Void. Just kind of like ideas we have. If he comes
Regular
back,
people,
he's embarrassed me. He knows too much anime compared to what I know.
right?
But we needed someone to talk about these shows.
We
So
needed someone to know some
I
of the anime
I
on this
need you
list.
to go watch JoJo Shin Inc. Paranoia Mecha Sci-Fi. You need to watch that. That'd be cool. And that'll be your homework. Let us know, and we'll both keep up with Tokyo Ghoul. So yeah.
Yeah.
Any last words?
Oh, and if anyone knows any apps for like organizing all the release dates of shows and when they come
Better
out, that would be great. Leave it in the
help
comments.
help us, help you, please. Oh, this is just television, dude. There's an entire section for movies, and OVA is coming out. Batman Ninja, dude. We gotta watch Batman Ninja. Click over to the movies for a
Oh,
sec.
yeah, I think I've heard of. I heard little things about that.
That
Batman Ninja.
That looks insane.
It's like going back in time to samurai era,
And we'll
but
leave
then
you
have
with that.
Batman.
We'll leave you with you. We'll leave you to. We'll
Time traveling Batman.
We'll
We'll leave you with
you-
that.